Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm off on another overnighter in the local woodland. I'm going back to the same place I was at the last time I stayed out overnight. It's nice and handy, and I'm going to try out some new kit. Well, we're back in again. So it's not an easy entry into the campsite. Well, here I am at the campsite. It's a short trip. Took about 20 minutes with all the stopping and starting to get a little bit of footage. Anyway, I'm going to set up now, and I'll bring you back when the tent's up, and I'll give you a show around. So this is the pack the tent comes in. As you can see, it's got a ground mat there, and the tent, the inner and flyer in this bag here. It's supposed to be a two-man tent. So it's closer to a one-man tent. It's a Naturehike Summer 2. I haven't seen any other YouTube wild campers using these. They're fairly basic. I've had it up in the backyard. I slept in it on a Friday night. It rained and there was a lot of wind. Didn't have any problems. Comes in about 2.1 kilograms according to the website. And it packs down small, as you can see. There's my hand. It's a pretty small tent. So there you can see with the inner up already, you can see it's quite a small tent. I usually don't set up this early, but with the weather like it is, I'm just going to set up just in case it starts to rain again. Well, there's the tent when it's set up. It's a fairly basic dome. It doesn't have a third crossbar to give a bit more space over the porch. It has very generous mosquito netting. You might have seen in the previous clip. And I think that's good for this climate. It's pretty much a year-round tent for where I live. I'm almost subtropics. In winter it might get down to 8 degrees around here, 8 degrees Celsius. In summers and after Christmas in January, February, it can be 34, 35, 36 during the day and very, very humid, and high 20s at night, sometimes even over 30 at night. So a lot of mosquito netting is a good thing up here. We don't need a 3 or 4 season tent around this area. I haven't owned a lot of tents, and this is the first Naturehike tent that I've owned. But I will say that it seems to be made very well. I was impressed by the way it came out of the box, the feel of the material, the way it's put together. Okay, so I'll run through my kit. First up, I'm on this new air mat. It's a Naturehike air mat. It has two chambers. There's a valve over here in the corner on the top. Flip it over, there's another valve on the underside, so effectively it's got this seam down the middle. It has a layer of plastic, I suppose, between these top and bottom halves, so there's two chambers. That should make it just a little bit more secure if I get a puncture at night. I've got the Naturehike sleeping bag. It's a summer bag. I've got the Aegis Max winter bag liner. Last time I brought that out, I couldn't get into it. I ended up sleeping on top of it. That should be a bit easier tonight. I haven't brought my my bivvy. I don't think I'll need that tonight. It won't be that cold. But I've got my tracksuit pants and a jumper in case it does get cold. I wear the tracksuit pants to bed anyway. Got some coffee and hot chocolate. Yeah, so I have some rid, and there's a headlamp in there. I've got a waterproof jacket, a litre of water, some noodles over here in a pot, and my cooking gear, and of course my pocket stove in this bag here. So that's I've started to boil the water for my noodles. It's somewhere between 5:30 and 5:45. I'm starting to lose light fast. I don't want to use the stove when it's pitch black. It will be too obvious if someone comes past. Hi, it's 6 o'clock. The sun's gone down. I'm in the tent. I finished dinner. I'm just going to chill out. I suppose I'll listen to some old albums I've got on an MP3 player, and I'll go to bed at 9 o'clock or thereabouts. I'll catch you all in the morning. Okay, well, it's 11:43 and you can hear that we're having quite a bit of rain at the moment. So far it seems to be holding up quite well. I'll bring you back if there's any problems. Don't know if you can see me, it's been raining for the better part of an hour. It's still dry inside, seems to be holding up very well. As you can hear, the rain is far from gentle. Overall, this tent's quite impressive for something that's so basic. Anyway, I'll bring you back in the morning unless something untoward happens. Have a good night. I'll try and get back to sleep. Okay, it's about 5:06. You can hear traffic out on the main road behind me, about 400 or 500 metres, and the dawn chorus has just started. That very strange sounding bird. I'm just going to lay here for a little while longer before I start packing up. I'll bring you back in a little while. It's about 5:20. I've had a pretty good sleep overall. There was that time I woke up at about 11:43. It was raining. I couldn't get back to sleep for a while, and it rained and rained and rained. I finally went back to sleep. As you can hear, it's 5:20. The dawn chorus is well and truly started. You might be able to hear the traffic on the road behind me. The dawn chorus here is beautiful. It's not much. It's not a very pretty woodland itself, but just waking up here, listening to this dawn chorus, makes it all worthwhile. I'm going to start packing up shortly. The tent's held up. We got a lot of rain last night, and some of it was very heavy, but there was no problems at all. So overall, it's been a good night. The air mat hasn't got any punctures. It's quite comfortable as well. I've had this out and checked it out at home. I know one problem with it will be the struggle getting it back in its bag, but apart from that, it's been a good night overall. I'll bring you back in a little while. I'm going to start packing up now. I'll bring you back when I've got most of it away. Okay, well, I'm in the tent still. This is at the door. It's still quite wet, still raining. It's going to be a hard pack up. I'm just going to make myself a coffee and see what happens. Anyway, I've put the water to boil. I'm just going to try and work out how to pack this tent up in the rain. It's something that's unexpected. It was going to rain yesterday morning and clear up in the afternoon. Fine today, but we've had rain on and off since 11:43 last night. So it's a bit of a surprise. I haven't really come prepared for this. Fortunately, I've only got about a 15-minute walk out of this, but I've still got to pack up in the rain. Anyway, there's where I stayed last night. It's pretty much as I left it. A little bit more muddier over here where I cooked and stood outside the tent. There's my rubbish I'm taking with me. Here's my trusty old Peak One mountain leisure bag. I think this company's disappeared. It may have been swallowed up by one of the bigger companies. It's a 35-litre bag. It's pretty tough. I've had that for 25 years. I stopped using it because it doesn't have any external pockets, and it just meant every time I wanted a drink of water, I had to unpack the bag, and it became just annoyed me. But as an overnight bag, a short way from home where you don't have to worry about stopping for water along the way, it's quite a good bag. It's not so big that it's conspicuous, and but at the same time it's large enough to hold everything I need. Anyway, if you've gotten this far, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm going to sign off now. It was a really good night. The tent held up well. It's really well made. I really didn't intend to test it last night, but did anyway. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I might catch you on another one. Okay, bye for now.